welcome to Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union. With Abak Organic producing high-quality food with low environmental impact, organic farming will play an essential role in developing and maintaining a sustainable food system in Liberia. To achieve this target and to help the organic sector reach its full potential, Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union is putting forth an action plan for increased organic production in Liberia, including encouraging and supporting Liberians to go back to the soil and produce more food, negotiating and shifting local farm products for timely income benefits of farmers, working with farmers to grow more food, eat some, sustain their homes, and supply other parts of the world, training farmers to transition from manual to mechanized farming. In Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union, our mission is to ensure a stable supply of affordable food to increase and safeguard the income of Liberian farmers to keep Liberia and its rural areas sustainably vibrant. You can become a member of Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union right now. Just dial 0880-547-543 or 0776-570-925 or 0886-199-299 or 0777-567777, or you can directly contact our CEO Abae Addison on +447 943 523387 and you join immediately. Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union, we are partners for good.
Fellow Liberians, as we all have entered this year 2023, we have to stand strong in building our country's economy. In doing this, we need to focus on agriculture by going back to the soil, which will help us grow our food, that will help us sustain ourselves. It is often said, and I quote, "There's only one thing that can bring our country down and also has the potential of giving our country its bright color. Our dependence on foreign countries for food and energy have led us to be spectators of our country's economy, knowing that agriculture is the backbone of our country's economy." Fellow citizens, I argue you all join the Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Africa 24 Online TV with their host, Ma Abba A. Anderson, the CEO and founder of Abak Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union. For our live educative section under the topic, let's educate our farmers.
And so tonight, we are once more here tonight to bring you another edition of the Abak Organic Farm Liberia's Farmers Union. If tonight is your first night joining us, we are glad that you are on board and we wholeheartedly welcome you. And all of you watching me across different platforms, I'd like to say thank you for watching, sharing, and inviting others to be a part of tonight's edition. Your usual host is Madam Abba A. Anderson. And tonight we will be bringing you some incredible informations regarding where we stand in Liberia. Tonight's topic was centered around change. If we must expect change, we have to make change. And so we will then deep a bit into why this whole topic is incredible. Why this topic relates to our present condition. Why is this topic actually meaningful at this point in time? And why will we be even talking about a change? Why should we even think on change? I'll start by giving thanks to all of the reporters across the different platforms, all those that are supporting us secretly in their prayers, all those that are there supporting us by sharing our information both online in all the different platforms online. I would like to say thank you, because without you, our voices will not be heard. Without you, we will not be motivated to carry on what we are doing. So I want to stay here and say to you, let us continue, because it will come a time where this means a lot. Some measures are given. It takes time to sink in and take, effect. But whatever we do it with sincere mind. And because of the sincerity, we then get committed to doing what we love doing. So like I said, your usual host is Madam Abai Anasi, and I'd like to say a warm greetings to all of you across Africa, especially those supporting me in different African countries. I want to say thumbs up to you. It is this that we all need to do. Now it is the time for Africans to get together, for Africans to expand, for Africans to support one another. And I feel the presence of the African community across Africa supporting this initiation, and it's overwhelming. I didn't even expect that the show will be going as far as different African countries, but this tells us that there is something that is reaching out, which is us working together to rebuild not only our economy but our mindset. So I'll start with thanking you, and then I will now start with why I brought out the reasons that when we say we expect change, we must make change first. I have a story. A few days ago, as you know, we had election in Liberia, and the election actually commenced on the 10th of October, and it has still been ongoing. Why would I say ongoing? Because there have been a lot of, challenges and efforts to, count all of these ballot boxes are led to a little bit of delay. But however, we were able to maintain the peace as Liberians. And one thing I want to say thanks to you, all Liberians who have made up your mind that peace prevail over everything that we do. And everything that we do will sanctify what we meant. And so this is one other reasons why we are actually walking and working with democracy. And democracy demonstrates that everyone has rights. It's only for you to accept and, give your friend the right to make him or her decision. So that's where I want to say plus all to you all who have taken up your time voting and also anxiously waiting for results. But as we continue to flow through all of the reasons why we must not overlook change in what we expect to be doing, it's important. It is important now, and it will be important then. The future starts with what we do now. And then it gives us the answer to what we want tomorrow. And I stay here by saying, if we want the change that we all claiming to have in the future, we must start the preparation now. And these preparations are overly important. And these preparations must prevail. We must wake up. Few days ago, the election process began, and I got a phone call from one of the supporters of the Abba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union program. And this supporter was able to stress out to me and say, upon everything that is going on, in my own location, they have read the numbers. A particular candidate, sorry, I will not go into depth by calling candidates names here for my own personal reasons. I like to keep it as private, but I will use the information just to give you why the topic came about today. And this information will be relevant to what we should expect if we do not make some changes that is necessary. So, I start by getting the phone call from a local, partner who supports the dream and the network of the Abba Organic Farm. And so, in that phone call, I got this information that yes, we have done some counting of the ballot bases in a particular location. But you know why? We are assuming that this particular candidate have won according to reliable sources. But henceforth, I'm going to be there and I will go live, which was highly recommended, which was highly important because at that point in time, we needed information, we needed clarity, we needed facts to clarify what we want. So, I then given this person a support. I said, okay, this is what I can offer you as a support. So when you go and have this ballot bag being counted, I want you to please stay there and just go live. Because if you be there and go live, it shows transparency. It's then going to clear out doubts in the mind of many. And this person wholeheartedly told me, yes, that's a good idea. And so when they got there, they started by sending me photos. So they sent me the first photo, and then they sent me the second photo. So then I sent them a text and said to them, okay, you sent these photos, but can you give me a video recording? Because actually we have discussed about going live, but perhaps it's not possible to go live. Maybe you can just give me a video recording. And this individual said to me, all right, they will get back to me. And I didn't hear from them. All along, I didn't get any other information regarding the discussion, and the phone went silent for days after the entire process. The days has really ended with no information of what was expected. So I then waited the next 2-3 days. And I called them back and said, oh, but what happened? We have agreed that, going in there, we need these facts and it was offered by you, in fact, and agreed by us as both parties. So what went wrong? And there was a great smile at the back. And he said to me, Omar, and I will say this in our local Liberian English, for those of you watching in other countries, it's just to illustrate what was said, and I just want to be precisely speaking as they spoke to me. And so he said to me, oh, Omar, you wanted that video, but you know what? There was a particular quota, and we African, we understand when they say quota is a tradition. And he said there was a quota that they brought in to where the ballot boxes were being counted. There is a particular cola nut that they brought in. And this cola nut, once you have a bite of this cola nut, everything that was done within that area will not go out. I was like, what do you mean you were offered a cola? He said, yes, I was offered eat of it. Everything that is done within that area must be silent. And I took a smile and I said, So he said, when it came to my time, I also took it. So because of that, I could not give you the relevant information to why or how the process ended. I say this to us all as we all walk towards change. As we all vision in our mind about change, as we all focuses on that great change that we think or expect to have, these are things that will hindrance our change. Unless we can focus on a mind change where you cannot be bought only because you want to take part, even though it's not right, but because you are in a community that seems to see the right being wrong and the wrong being right. And so you siege on that. The outcome of our election, when I have gone up to a second round today, if only we have honesty, we have transparency, if only we can wake up and realize that this is not about the government spending, it is about us paying our taxes that is affecting us. You see how much this can harm our future if only we do not see the need of the future and only see the right now and right then. This color now represents that amount that has been shared within the community, where there will be ballot boxes being counted, where people will be thinking and trusting people in the ballot areas. But the money have been shared. So whatever that goes wrong or right, it becomes a norm to be accepted by those that are then involved into it. So if we are not trustworthy on ballot basis, will we be trustworthy in offices? How much of us are going to stand up and look out for right things to be done? How many of us are expected to actually bring about the change? As we walk from one presidency to another, our nation still bleeds with a heavy heart of corruption. And corruption does not only rest in government entities. It's gone from entities to individuals, from individuals to society, from society it then raises up to a nation crisis. When everything that is corrupt becomes good, then the good become corrupt. A society that encloses herself and deeply fashion her life into the hands of acceptance of wrong things are endangering the brighter future of tomorrow. If we cannot be trusted within the facility of 2 hours and 3 hours of voter counts, will we be trusted for 6 years empowerment? No wonder why we have so much crisis in every area, with so much funds allocated, but yet there is no one to bring to justice why this is not done, because even the justice is corrupt. And so the right becomes the wrong and the wrong becomes the right. As we all focuses on going into a better Liberia, are we ready to examine our mistakes? If we cannot even be trusted for 2 hours, for 4 days and 3 days and 2 days, where we are, ballot boxes is been missing and people do not find answer there will be no one around. So what is going on? It simplifies. There is a dark days ahead of us. Election might have its own stress, but the danger is what is happening may not stop, even in a new environment, unless we start by changing our mindset. $50 were then shared, and so the thousands of people that left their homes to make that time out to voting has been seized for $50. All because of $50 was shared in the polling room, and everyone consumed of it, then the right becomes wrong. It is not wrong to see what is going on inside. We cover it in the name of tradition and accept it in the fact that we all enjoyed it. Can that be wrong and be right? Or it has to be right, or it has to be wrong? How can we deal with such a situation that have encamped around us for years and still endangering our future? This is something that worries me most. The election outcome does not worry me, but the future ahead worries me most. While we sit back and fold our hands and expect to have change, but we do not have the mind change. How can we deal with companies that will come in and that will want to open industries? How can we deal with them when we cannot even be trusted with our own voting process? It worries me a whole lot because some may not feel this is necessary, but those that have interest in what they want, they care about how the outcome is. And that's why we, the Abba Organic Farm, stand to worry. Because if we are focusing on delivering thousands and thousands of farmers out of poverty, what is our most challenging days ahead? The challenge that the right people might not get the right thing. The challenge still stands that even those that will get it might not be the right people. Or maybe like the thousands of dollars that walk into Liberia and we still have not found answers to. The fear still rests that Liberia will have to wait in making sure that it is not only choosing a presidential candidate is the problem to Liberia's economy, but the actual pains is that the people are yet to get ready for change. Change is not what we say, it's what we do more than what we say. Change is something that works within us that we must look at and we must work on. If we have been doing corruption and accepting bribery and accepting a lot of things that we know is not right, now as Liberians, are we still going to do the same thing and expect that Liberia is going to be better? How many more people are we going to hide in the hands of $10 interest? We set back our economy over 100 plus years. It's at the bottom of almost all African countries, when we should be the leading force between other African countries and inspiring them to come. So, all I am saying in North Shore, I need us to get on this boat. I need us to really want what we want. I know it's hard, but we must start from somewhere. It's not an easy thing because it started years back, but it's still not going to justify our future today. Those that make the decision years back have left. And today, we are the one experiencing it most. Why should we continue to cry when we can make a change? Why must we always sit back and think that change will just come? It doesn't come. We have to make change. We have to make change in our institution, in our laws and policies. We must be able to make change in our mindset. It affects us and it will continue to affect us. There is no one person that is going to change Liberia except Liberians decide to get on the board of change. This affects our economy and our growth. We expect change and we must embrace change. If in our hands are clean and we expect change, investors that we want will have to come. But even if we want investors to come, and yet we are not ready to make laws that will favor investment, we will cry 10,000 years. There will be no investor. We must make investment a need. We must invest in our young people, their mindset. We must invest our time. We must invest our effort. This society needs help. The poverty have taken so much control. And so we have lost our moral values. And this is not only about community development. We are also looking at leadership. We look at cultures. And we look at different belief systems. There is so much that is affecting our mode and what we can do best. We can make a change once we start in our hearts. We must be able to take Liberia to another level from the way we do things in our hearts. I'm urging you all, as we're now going into another form of election. Why it's so important? Because before any investment, anything goes on, we must have security. That means we must have a peace. We cannot be in a crisis and expect investment. So it is important that we focused on this change. I know this message might not be for everyone, but those of you who want to see a better Liberia, those of you who thinks Liberia need that change, I want you to join the voice of us all. Let us work on ourselves. Let us work on our mindset. Let us encourage the right thing. And let us focus on brightening our future. On behalf of the Abba Organic Farm, Liberia Farmers Union, I'd like to say a warm welcome to all of you. You are watching me in your numbers, and I'm so glad. But most especially, I would like for us to take these measures. Very important. Because we have to start within us. If we must build Africa, we must build Africa with clean hands and pure mind. We must set a principle. We must have a system. We are talking about election right now. But in 5 months from now, or even I would say just this year alone, we have less than 4 months and we will be walking in Christmas. What plans do we still have? Liberia is engulfed by so much situations that need urgent response. When we look at our health sector, our ministers, vice presidents, and rest of them travel out of the country to go to seek medical attention when we have one of the best hospitals within Africa. It is not about the building. It is about the mindset of the people. Being able to invest in the right area. How can you have a population and you depend on another country to feed that population? How can we build a society in the absence of inclusive Liberian workforce? Yet we still purchase 80% plus of our daily food items from different countries and rebuilding that economy and breaking hours. And yet we still have not come to realization. As we run through the blueprints of focusing on election, we must also bear this in mind, that we need to stand up, that we can work on developing ourselves. And the only way we can develop ourselves is to invest in ourselves. There's a need now. There's an outcry for investment in ourselves. We have up to 65 to 70% of our young folks whom are relying on motorbikes and keke as the way out. We must not overlook the power of those young men and women that could contribute to our society immensely. But only if we can invest in them, they can invest in the society. And this society can be built again. We can only move Liberia if only we move our mindset of investment. We must invest in educating our people. We must invest in the need to reconcile with the true meaning of the law. And we must enforce the power of our policies that will work in the interests of our people. We must look for leaderships that will seek offices and stands for the reality. Not for the money, not for the percentage, but for the people. As you see, other leaderships have been taken out of office. So it's going to be, it's a rotational process. But we should and must enlighten the mind of our people through investing in them. As we've planned to see a better Liberia, I think this should be one of the key of the entire electoral process, where leaders will be spelling out to us how are they going to tackle these problems. But better still, we are looking at colors and investing our time in thinking that people are coming to change our mindset and help our economy and build our nation and give us food. Until we can come to realization that we have to stand up now. I'm afraid that we will be heading into more dark days. My tips to you tonight is to invest your mind and focus on the change that will come. We may be around or we may not be around, but whatever it takes, I want you to know that change must come now. And you are one of the vessels that can be used. Make an impact. Do not rest your case based on others. Rest your case on your integrity and transparency. And we will be calling this new time of leadership at the highest esteem. Whoever wins the election, our eyes will be on you. And our hands will be ready to work with you. But we will have to also encourage you to raise policies that will work for all. I will also be here to remind you that we will stand for nothing else but for the people. On behalf of the Abba Organic Farm, Liberia Farmers Union, I'd like to say thank you again. And tomorrow, hopefully, we will be here bringing you some inspirational information. And we are hoping that the election will go very smooth and very fast, so life can begin after election. If you have joined us for the first time, welcome, and please keep following us by sharing our video. It's great being here with you and wonderful sharing my view. God bless you and have a pleasant good night wherever you are. Goodbye.
Fellow Liberians, as we all have entered this year 2023, we have to stand strong in building our country's economy. In doing this, we need to focus on agriculture by going back to the soil, which will help us grow our food, that will help us sustain ourselves. It is often said, and I quote, "There's only one thing that can bring our country down and also has the potential of giving our country its bright color. Our dependence on foreign countries for food and energy have led us to be spectators of our country's economy, knowing that agriculture is the backbone of our country's economy. Fellow citizens, I argue you all join the Abba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Africa 24 Online TV with their host, Ma Abba A. Anderson, the CEO and founder of Abba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union. For a live educative section under the topic, let's educate our farmers.
Yo